Crazy. T.O., you watched the Dave Chappelle special, bro?
Yeah, I definitely watched it.
Yeah, y'all boys seen that though? Anybody?
I caught it until I fell asleep. I fell asleep right at the point where it seems like he was talking about a boxer or something like that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But
Jack
it seemed
Johnson.
like he when he was speaking, it seemed like there was a lot of meaning to it. You know, when somebody could tell you a joke,
So
but
you got
there's
to
a
the
meaning
closing.
behind. But I fell asleep, so I gotta watch the ending.
Damn.
You got to the close. He got to the close. He got to the
I'm
close.
older, bro. I
Yeah.
fall asleep easy now.
Yeah, I watched. I actually got a chance to watch it. It was cool. It wasn't like, I don't think it was like his last one, but it was cool. I thought it was a good special. You know, I never think. Listen, Dave Chappelle's. I love Dave Chappelle, so most of the time he ain't gonna do bad in my eye. But
It's comical. Or
it was. He had some lighthearted jokes there. There was a lot of like knowledgeable stuff that he said. But overall, I say like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I didn't really think too much of
for
it.
Dave Chappelle, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, because I watch all Dave Chappelle's specials, so I know like when he does real good, it's good. I think this one was a little bit overhyped compared to just like his other ones.
Yes,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? His other ones kind of spoke for itself. But it was a good special, man. There was a lot of stuff that he said on there that was needed to be said. That's for sure. Everybody should watch that Dave Chappelle special, especially the part where I'm not even gonna say the name, but when he made a joke about a particular, not a joke about the journalist, but he just talked about a lot of the stuff that goes on and how where we live at in our country we stay at is hypocrites. You know what I mean? And then he was basically he basically said, "Yo, hey, what's the difference between taking money from this saint and taking the devil from this saint? It's the same shit. If I took it from over here, it'd have been all cool. But since I took it over here, it's a problem." So that's basically what he was saying, because you know he got a lot of flack for going overseas to go do a show in Saudi Arabia. You know, everybody gave him a lot of flack for it because, you know, there's a lot of women don't have a lot of rights in Saudi Arabia. I mean, men got it ain't men.
Journalists, the media.
Okay, yeah, journalists.
the
Yeah,
media.
they don't have voices.
Correct.
But
That's what it
but
comes
this
down
was
to.
more of a stance for women.
No, it stands for everybody, bro.
Uh,
I'm gonna say this, bro. The special was really good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
love
T.O. said it was a 7.
That's what I was
Like to me, it was like a
Yeah.
9. It was like a 9 for me. It was really good, bro. It was really good. The thing is, like I get it. Like for an older crowd, I can understand that. Like y'all boys see Chappelle with all the like real classic stand up shit like that. I could definitely understand that. Like for somebody in my generation, we came to know Chappelle like well after Half Baked. You feel me? By the time Chappelle got to Chappelle Show, and that's where we got to know Chappelle. If I could be honest with you, right? So anybody if somebody's like they're avid movie watch and all the other stuff, I got you. And they're really into comedy, then they may know all of Chappelle's prior work. But if we talking honestly, somebody my age, we Chappelle Show forward. You feel me? From Chappelle Show forward, always being overly funny to where he was at right now in this special. And like I said, I agree with you. The last special, I'm not gonna say it was funnier, but it was better than. I'm not gonna say it was better than this one. I laughed more. But I didn't give it a 9. This one I give it a 9 because I laughed less, but I laughed at more important parts, and I learned way more in this special than I ever did from Chappelle before. Chappelle always like mixes it up, gives you like a little bit of a game, a little bit of history, a little bit of knowledge overall in his comedy. I like that. It works. This time, I think he did it the best way he's ever done it.
A lot of game.
Bro, I think it's the best he's ever done it. He really was able to like
the best he's ever done it. Bro.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
I'm telling you right now. I think
like,
the
I
way
haven't seen it, so I want to ask you both of y'all. Like, he got a good point. I think we grew up seeing Chappelle like on a funny shit, but as we kept seeing his special, he's giving y'all his jokes.
It's got elevate.
and he's giving you this
Yeah,
knowledge.
but it's
so
been-
was
he's
it
been
on
like
a
that,
knowledge
though.
tip, or was it
No,
more?
he's been like that.
Like I said, T.O.'s right. He has been like that. But like I said, the last special, I laughed more, but I don't give it a 9.
Right.
This one, I laughed less, but I was informed way more. I give it a 9, bro. I'm telling you. I think the way he looped from where he started off the special, right? Talking about the stuff that he was talking about over there, right? And putting in like a little bit of Diddy stuff and putting some of these things in there. Then how he closed it out with the Jack Johnson and tying it back into everything, how he tied it. bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a 42-minute, and like I said, I don't remember who I was talking to. I said, but I don't know if, and I get it, I might be a prisoner of the moment. They're gonna say I don't know comedy. I'm with you. I got you. I think that's probably the best closing that's ever been in comedy ever. I don't think there's ever been a close better than that. That was the best 42 minutes of comedy that I've ever seen in my life. It was informative and funny. The entire close. That's what I think of it, bro. I like it was probably the best 42 minutes of comedy that I've ever seen in my life.
You fell asleep?
No. Listen, no, I fell asleep at the end, but I'm not a fan of Dave Chappelle like that. What? But this one, he had me laughing.
Yeah. It's crazy because I feel like
laughing.
Netflix didn't push it. Like, why they not pushing it like that?
No, I mean it was already people was already talking about it. Just certain jokes. It
came on right after the boxing match, which we're gonna get to. But it came on right after. It came on right after.
I don't know, like I said, bro. I kind of agree with you, Dolo, when you say it was informative, especially the Jack Johnson shit.
That's what I'm saying.
But I knew the Jack Johnson shit.
But for you,
I didn't know. I literally was Googling.
That's what I was just gonna say. And how Jack Johnson ties into the Mann Act, and the reason why he called it what is it called, the Incredible Nigga Act or something like that. Like, bro, it's a reason why he called it that, and there's a reason why he tied it.
Incredible Hawk or the Incredible.
And there's a reason why he tied it back to the Diddy thing. He's trying to say, bro,
listen. I fuck with Dave Chappelle. The reason why I felt like Dave Chappelle, I'm telling you, like I had this feeling. I started watching it, and then, the beginning, everything that happened when he was talking about the journalists and stuff like that. I loved it. I was like, oh, cool, man, this is great. And I'm listening to it. It's very informative. I'm like, oh man, cool. And then he started getting into like the Diddy shit. And I get it. Like, I didn't like how he tried to correlate the Diddy shit with the Jack Johnson shit. Diddy's a piece of shit. And ain't nobody supposed to be trying to protect Diddy. Listen, for him to say the hip hop police was made for Diddy, bullshit. That's another lie.
That was all. No. There were a lot of intellectual lies.
It was a lot of
intellectual lies.
Hip hop police did not come from no damn Diddy. Diddy's not in the streets.
How about what he was talking about?
They were surveilling Diddy though.
Yeah, bro. Diddy didn't create hip hop police for Diddy.
That's facts, but they were surveilling.
But that's blatantly lying. I love Chappelle, but that shit was a lie.
How about when he was talking about when they invaded his city or whatever? Did you find that funny?
What you mean invaded his city?
Where he got a little town.
Yeah,
you talking about when
he owns a lot in that town.
Yeah. No,
and he was talking about when Trump and him they had the feds come in or whoever they is come in. And
it's a lot that happened with Dog, man. This what I'll say. Right. Not to play white devil's advocate, right? My only critique of it was the Saudi Arabia point. Only one flaw that I seen in the special, because cool, you feel me? Like whether the nigga knows somebody or not, that's here or there. We don't know. I don't know who he knew in third grade. I don't know who he knew when he was 33. I don't know. I'm not you, bro. You say you knew everybody from you say you knew niggas from Crenshaw.
I didn't see.
You feel me? I don't. No, I'm just saying I don't know niggas from Crenshaw. He do. I don't. My bad, bro.
I didn't say that.
No. So listen. So peep. Right. My only thing is that if. And like I said, I don't want to play white devil's advocate, but I'm just being real, bro. If Dave Chappelle was able to walk away from Comedy Central $50 million deal, right? He said that it was bogged down. It was too much oversight. It was all that happening, right? I don't see how he could align himself with Saudi Arabia whatsoever. I don't understand how he could say that in America, he's so restricted over here. He can't say nothing, but over there, he's so free. He feels so free over there. He can speak all he want. I feel like, and not to say that I have a big problem with it, bro, because I actually, you know me, bro. I like grandiose shit. I don't feel like nobody should be humble. I feel like that humble shit's a fake thing that people put on you because they can't do what you do. That's what I believe. But I also believe that there's a way that, like, the way you come in, you need to lead that way. Ain't that what Pimp C said, right? Yeah. Same way you came in, you need to lead that way. I don't think that the same way that Dave Chappelle came in, he leaving like that. Because like I said, when he walked away from that $50 million deal, the reason he said he walked away was because it was all this oversight, all this fuck shit happening. He wasn't with it. Yeah. So now, if you saying that over there in Saudi Arabia, where we know it's bullshit happening, and I heard him in the special, he said that, well, it's, they killing, 250, X amount of journalists in the other place where they're having all the issues right now. And that's true. But that doesn't take away from what's happening in this place that you're saying isn't so bad. Now, it may not be so bad for you because you was able to come over and get a check from the king, or I mean from the Sultan or whatever, dog. You know what I'm saying? You was able to do your thing. I got you. That's cool. But if we're basing it off of who you told us that you were coming in and who you showing us that you are now, that's two different people, bro. And I think that's really like the biggest critique that I could see, because I was like, damn, bro, Dave, I'm with you. If you talking that big money shit, you know what I'm saying, you buy everything in your town, you know what I'm saying, the white people looking at you, looking at them like peons, I'm with you. I like that, bro. But now we need to really get to like some of the other things that you was talking about in there. Well, if I'm able to go to Saudi Arabia and I can say what I want over there, then why am I so restricted over here? Well, you may be able to because they have you here as a guest. But if the media people, if the people who are in the media, the women that are over there are so restricted, if the citizens there aren't able to do certain things that are executed, then how could you, as somebody who triumphs for, who fights for and really bigs up not so much like control, how could you big that up over there in Saudi Arabia? So I think that's his biggest issue.
So pretty much a good sum up is he's being a hypocrite.
He's hypocritical.
I don't think so.
He's being insanely hypocritical.
I don't think so.
Go ahead, Tio.
Because one could say, bro, if he left Comedy Central because of that whole he so much restrictions, and then you go to Saudi Arabia where there's a shit ton of restrictions. But
restrictions are the name of the game over there.
But then it's like, yo, you getting a bigger bag and you still gonna do it. You still bend Janine. So why didn't you bend Janine for fucking Comedy Central?
That's the whole point. What you just said right there.
But
Dave Chappelle, like I said, bro, he's became more seasoned in the game, right? So he understands that, like, listen, taking money in Saudi Arabia is the same way taking money from Netflix, taking money from CBS, taking moning from Fox. It don't matter. They all got skeletons in their
So then
closet.
why don't he just say that he don't give a fuck no more then?
No. But
say you don't give a fuck.
That was not the point that he was trying to prove.
Let me hear.
His point that he was trying to prove is because the people here were criticizing him, saying, how could you go do a show in Saudi Arabia when they just killed a journalist? The same people who are saying you killed a journalist are killing 20, 30 journalists. Matter of fact, they got over 200 journalists that they killed. So he looked at it like, listen, again, as you get older, bro, you understand you get in the show business, you get into the entertainment business, bro. You know you're gonna rub elbows with a lot of people that are piece of shits. Yeah. But you're gonna rub elbows.
He might be one of them.
I'm not saying
Dave
he
Chappelle
ain't,
might be
but we don't know that.
No. Now we know that because you know what's crazy. Before, I think that the thought of Dave Chappelle was that he's for the people. He might be because if no. If you're telling me that before he was always on group thinking, he was saying, bro, I'm thinking for the greater good of my people. So I don't want to take this $50 million people because out of this $50 million deal because it's not gonna be good for me and my people. It might be good for me, but what it's gonna do for the overall, it's not good. So if you're telling me that he doesn't have that mindset no more, then he's a piece of shit, bro. Because prior he had that.
I don't think he ever had that mindset.
He had that mindset,
yes,
bro. No. That was his mindset. That was his mindset.
But,
if he's not on that now, then he's a piece of shit, bro. He's fake, bro.
What him taking that money from over there?
I don't give a damn that he took the money from Saudi Arabia.
I'm saying what him taking the money from Saudi Arabia is affecting his peoples.
If no. Let me tell you something.
It's just a question.
I can answer you right now.
Answer that question.
I can't. What else would I answer, bro?
Go ahead, let me hear.
Go ahead.
Because it sounds like you straying.
Go ahead.
Answer just that question.
Go ahead.
What's the question, bro?
Yes or no? That's just a yes or no question.
That's not a yes or no question, bro.
What's the
that wasn't a yes or no question.
Well, he asked. He said
it's a what's the difference question. That's not a yes or no.
Okay, so what's the difference?
He didn't say what the difference.
So
he said, is it affecting his people?
Yes, it is.
How?
Cap. Go ahead.
How's it affecting his people? So if Dave Chappelle, as somebody who's supposed to be one of the people that's in the forefront for the culture, not just for himself, but for the culture in large. But if we want to talk about black culture, he's somebody who like is in the precipice. I'm talking about he's in one of the highest positions of like people actually giving a fuck what he's talking about. So if he already done shown that, hey, I can have this $50 million deal in front of me and I can walk away from it. And he's saying the reason I'm walking away from it, and I'm telling you, anybody who walks away from something like that is not walking away from themselves, but they're thinking about the future. They're thinking about other creators. They're thinking about other comics. They're thinking about everybody else who comes after them. If I take this deal and they're able to have like if you're an artist, right? You're a rapper. If I take this deal and they're able to take my publishing, damn, what about 10 years down the line when my son wants to be a rapper and they want to take his publishing? Well, if I say no now, then they can't, then the next artist can say no too. So I think that that's what he's talking about. That's what I say is for the greater good of the people. So now
Not
when
the
he's
people, I'm saying
that's the people.
our
I'm
people. I don't care
answering
about our
your
people.
question
I said
directly.
our- you said
I'm answering
our
your
people.
question directly.
No, because I didn't ask you that. You said our people. So I said
Black people.
Yes. What is
Yeah.
affecting it?
I'm telling you, it directly affects black people.
No, it don't.
So, bro, Tio, if you don't like my answer, say
Go
that.
ahead.
But I'm giving you an exact
I'm
answer, bro.
listening. Go ahead.
So if he takes the deal, right? Like I said, if he takes the $50 million deal, then it affects every black creator because he's a black creator. Nobody gives a fuck. Whatever Bill Maher chooses to do, that's what Bill Maher chooses to do. He's in a whole nother fucking realm. Whatever Dave Chappelle chooses to do, that's what affects the other black creators. Huh? Who's Bill Maher?
No, I'm saying who was the other black comics on Comedy Central
That could have had a $50 million deal? None.
Yeah.
That's why it's so imperative for him to say no, because that's what allows the Kevin Hart to have a big deal. Let me tell you something. Charlemagne, but we're gonna get to that. But like, bro, the first person that has an opportunity to really do something is who sets the tone, bro. Like let's say somebody comes to your shop, bro, and you accept $2 for the deal. Then moving forward, they're gonna tell the next nigga, bro, I pay a nigga $2, bro. They ain't gonna go, everybody coming to you for $2. If you set your shit at 5 bands, then 5 bands is the fucking number, bro. Then moving forward, everybody after you, everybody in your area, everybody that's in the 2-mile radius of you, now it has to be like, well, we could be at 5 bands now.
You never heard this.
Everybody around you benefits, bro.
You never heard the saying, today's price is not the same as tomorrow's price?
Bro,
Yesterday's
But
price
what
is
he's
not
saying
the
is
same?
like you could set the tone.
you set the tone, bro. If you're the one, then you're the tone setter, bro.
It's two
He
different
is the tone
narratives,
setter,
bro. It's two different narratives because you're saying, yo, if he didn't take the 50 mil from Comedy Central, it's because you should have set a tone because you don't want to. There was no restriction. Mm-hmm. But you're in Saudi Arabia, it don't have nothing to do with restriction, and he's just moving on a different tone. It's people saying that, yo, bro, how can you do this deal because they just murdered a journalist, da da da. But he don't care about that. My man's trying to secure a bag.
Yeah.
And listen,
He's
bro,
trying to secure a bag. What does it matter?
I don't see no difference.
What does it matter?
Him taking a deal from from Saudi Arabia, him taking a deal from Netflix, him taking a deal from Fox. I don't see the issue here.
Let me tell you,
at the end
bro.
of the day, the people who's making the issue
is the people the outside.
It's the outsiders,
Yeah.
right?
Like
but
I
they don't want to call out the shit that's going on here.
Yeah.
You
bro,
feel me?
listen. Do you know what kind of person I've never been, bro? I've never been the type of person, bro. When like the teacher was to like catch me, be like, well, he did it too. I've never been that kind of nigga, bro. So if I'm telling you, Dave Chappelle is a piece of shit. If you're telling me that Dave Chappelle's type of nigga that when he gets his hand slapped by the teacher, he says, well, he did it too, bro, then that's a piece of shit, bro.
So
I've never been that kind of nigga, bro.
You wouldn't have took the money from Saudi Arabia.
If I was a nigga that's like I said, I believe in what Pimp C said, bro. The same way you came in, same way you go out. If I chose to not take the money 10 years ago, bro, then I ain't gonna lie, I'm saying the same thing 10 years later, bro. That's just what it is, bro. That's how you supposed to go. Same way, bro. Listen,
Yeah,
even when your money stock is going down.
his money stock will never go
it's
down.
never going down. But the thing is what has Saudi Arabia did personally to affect black people? Nothing, right?
Nothing.
But Dave Chappelle probably sees somebody at Comedy Central that has done something personally to affect black people. So you can look at it how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it at this is closer to home to me. Mm-hmm. So I know this white man. I know this white man. But what has Bud just took $100 million from Canelo took $150 million from Saudi Arabia. All these boxers are taking $100-something million. Dave Chappelle's not the first person to take money from Saudi Arabia.
We know why.
Nobody's crying. Nobody complaining.
But we know.